seen a face. My eyes are such that I can see the void between you and me. And I feel like I'm going insane. Help me, is anybody there? I'm running out of air. Calling out Mayday. Far from the sun, beyond stars, I hear their song. They're coming closer, talking without sound, calling me home. Calling out Mayday. Save me, I'm running out of air. 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 I'm running
Summer days burn me out, love just brings me down. Go inside like winter leaves that slowly leave the ground. Hey, you come back, I wanna give you a chance. Love me like you used to, so we can learn again. The skin is getting brown, baby, drink your night away. Maybe we will not regret it, you will not regret me.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Fancy Psychonautic here tonight. Tonight we have the Phantoms and the Guardians facing off first in our LAS Draft League, followed by the Vipers versus the Bandits at 9 p.m. Tonight I am joined with the one and only Awesome Sheep on the caster desk. We are just about ready to start the pick and ban. As soon as we are, I will send it over. Actually, it does look like the teams are already ready and waiting for me. So without any further delay, I will send it over to pick and ban, where Sheep will be waiting for me.
Thank you very much, Psychonautic. Once again, I am back, ladies and gentlemen, for another week of LAS Draft, and I am, again, ready to cast this one, Phantom vs. Guardians, and oh boy, like I said, always open up with, I hope this is gonna be a spicy one.
Yeah, like I think you might be. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse for you, but it's always hectic when you're here.
Oh yeah, dude. I hope it is a blessing, because if that's the case, then oh boy, is it gonna be a real good blessing, because I really like to cast these ones. I really like to hype it up, and don't know if my throat can say the same, but my body.
Oh, it's always a pleasure.
Have to deal with it, as I do love to entertain the people.
Yeah, no, there's a certain joy of casting a high-paced back-and-forth game, even if it is a little more taxing on the throat.
Yeah, that is very true. A lot more rewarding on top of that, so let's see if this is going to be another one, as we're going to go ahead and get into the picks and ban, as both teams are actually, you know, ready right on time for this one.
It's a nice change.
Going in. Yep, nice change of pace. Don't have to wait an extra 30 minutes before we get in, but it is gonna be Phantoms picking out the Bard and banning it. So, you know, that's a pretty good ban if you get it on the right person, because obviously Bard can be a very high contention support if you do find someone that knows how to play it. But Guardians can go ahead and take out the Shen. Very casual ban, as
the best top laner in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super annoying to play against. He's just so strong early. It's pretty much impossible to trade with him, and his global presence is near unmatched.
Yep, Clyde is going to be also taken away from Phantoms over to Guardians. Make sure not being able to use that very high strong top lane contention, especially with Clyde's R. The charges are so strong, it gives you so much pick ability, and obviously Phantom's making sure. And give me a quick second, Psychonautic, as I'm gonna let my dog outside real quick. So.
Yeah, no worries.
Give me a hot minute so he's not interrupting this little cast here.
Oh, it's A-okay. Got dogs first, league second. Everybody knows that. Everyone's had someone be AFK on the in Fountain as they let their dog out or take a smoke or whatever it is. As it will be the Xayah taken out next. Taking that away from might be Creamy. I do believe he plays that quite often. Maybe. With the Xayah Rakan, you only have to ban one of them to get rid of that duo, so a wise choice to take out the Xayah. As Vi will be banned next, a jungler we've actually been seeing quite a lot of the lethality build, doing a little bit too much damage for how much CC it has. Teams don't really, teams definitely seem to be struggling playing against it, so they'll ban it away. And the final bans from the Guardian will be the Ahri away from LD Paradox. I'm not entirely sure if LD Paradox plays that a lot, but I'm assuming they do, otherwise they probably wouldn't have banned it. Champion is getting a some buff / mini rework, as it will be Senna picked up first for the Phantoms. We've seen a huge resurgence of Senna in pros past few days with the infinite scaling.
Yeah, Senna's just so very strong right now, even double if able to pick her up for the TS of his Cloud9 game, and actually able to win on her once, you know.
He really had to bring that up.
Just the first time ever of him playing Sona, so obviously it's a really strong pick right now. The infinite scaling is so big, and see if Guardians has a good counter to this.
She's really the Vygar of bot lane.
She really is. She can definitely be very annoying into the later stages of the game. Her early game is very lackluster. She's not as strong. She does give that early game heal, the cross map ultimate pressure, but her early game very lackluster. It's very hard to get too much done with her for low DPS. She does have the early game, but she does scale very hard. And it's going to be the Ezreal and the Malzahar picked up for the Guardians. Now,
yeah.
The Ezreal pick, I'm a little surprised on that one.
Yeah,
unless they're looking to scale over the Senna, which is kind of hard to do.
Yeah, near impossible.
You really don't scale over.
The Malzahar are pretty much permanent wave priority. I'm assuming the Phantoms will respond with like a Galio or something that can at least kind of match that wave clear.
Yep, something that can either match the wave clear or just have prio over the Malzahar, which is really hard to do, but maybe the Yorick coming up Phantoms, that's exactly what it's going to be. Not seeing that one ban away, as TSM Legend is not in this game, but...
I was about to, I had to double check.
And it looks like they're gonna have to try to find a counter into this one, as really right now, if Guardians is not really careful here, this is a lot of late game for Phantoms right now, and a lot of like cross map pressure that they need to answer. And Ezreal really hard to clear out the waves later into the game. He's not really good at wave clear, but it's going to be the Nautilus picked up for Guardians. I really do like this. Any aggressive support that can get onto the Senna is very good, being able to punish her early, but the Morgana, she can black shield that Dredge line right out, then it wouldn't be too much issue, so it's going to be really up to these two supports, Death Damage and Grim Souls, to see if they cannot protect their AD carry.
Yeah. So there was a small mistake. It actually is Ezio Killer up in the top lane, assuming on the York, and it is Grim Souls in the support tonight.
Yep. That's how they're going to run today, but see if the band's coming out is going to be Diana coming over for Guardians. Very good to get that, you know, just AoE burst out and making sure Ezreal can actually get to play the video game today. And Phantom's thinking of what they want to get rid of Guardians, see if what they still need onto their side of the comp,
Yeah,
see if they cannot just lower their champ pool anymore.
Diana's a good ban. I think Diana has a lot of synergy with the Senna Morgana lane, where there's so many roots and stuff to keep people in place, allowing her to get as big of an ultimate as she'd like.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to stop moving when you're going against Diana. That is just a free target for her to one-shot. It is going to be the Echo coming out there for Phantoms, and immediate Guardians is going to get rid of Deluxe. So it looks like a lot of that either burst or AoE or just CC in general for Phantoms, and they're getting rid of that with the Diana and the Lux ban. So it looks like they are looking to pinch that probably the mid lane pool. For Paradox here, there's going to be the Kane ban coming out. Make sure Relene does not get onto that one, as I think there's actually a pretty good ban, as
I knew it.
very strong. It is going to be the volley bear, so yeah, not the same idea as Kane wants to kind of go into. You really want to make sure you get that untargetable with the Umbral Trespass and see if you cannot scale later into the game with Dark and Kane, but it is going to be the volley bear coming out, you know, very heavy dive and very good engage, has a little bit better engage than Kane does, so does have that over, but does not scale nearly as hard. But it's going to be the Malphite picked up for Phantoms here, as they're just looking to end the Fiddlesticks. They're just looking to press on into the enemy team, and just them not being able to move. So they have a lot of CC on Phantoms, so Guardians is going to have to really try to pull out something here for the last pick, maybe go for some disengage, or just try their best to out team fight them, but I don't think you can really do that against this team right now.
So we have either Malphite mid or Fiddlesticks mid.
Yeah, it's very possible. Because York is most likely 100% going to top side.
Yeah.
I expect it's going to be the Malphite mid and Fiddlesticks jungle. Fiddlesticks gets a lot more done into the jungle, being able to exert that map pressure with the Crow Storm. So I do expect to see the Malphite mid. He does have a little bit of an easier time in lane, I would say, especially against the Malzahar here. You just want to make sure you're as tanky as possible, and obviously Fiddlesticks is not really tanky as much as the Malphite. Malphite can build up the tank if he needs to. Fiddlesticks obviously can go to the tank Fiddlesticks route if he really does want to, but he is going to sacrifice that damage. But it's going to be the Aatrox picked up for Guardians, as seeing if they can't match that York in the top side. And I really do like this. Aatrox does in general have a relatively easy time into the York. The York can't really stop the Aatrox too much. You put the wall down, you're just gonna dash right over it. You have no mobility as York at all, so anyone that has high mobility, you know, just being able to dash out you constantly. The World Ender for Aatrox can get that boost movement speed, and the W on Aatrox can also pull you back right into, you know, engagement range for the Aatrox. So if you can get locked down on York, you're kind of screwed, and there's not really much you can do besides putting up that wall. But you know, you can dash right over that with the Aatrox E. So very good pick into the York. I would say if you can snowball off this, there's a chance that Guardians can find something here.
I actually kind of think it's going to be Fiddlesticks mid, because I think Fiddlesticks mid will have a lot easier of time clearing those permanent waves that Malzahar will be like pushing in constantly. With the drain ability, where Malphite is pretty much all he can do is sit there and accept the fact that he's going to be pushed in 24/7.
That is very true. There's definitely pros and cons of both ones. If you go Fiddlesticks mid, you definitely can push out the waves a lot more, but you're way more prone to ganking, as all Malzahar has to do is just point and click DR, and then you're pretty much done for. So you're gonna have to get that really QSS, and actually is gonna be the Fiddlesticks into the mid lane. So obviously not bad there. You can, you know, push out the lane, stay healthy with the W, but if you do get ganked, it is very unlikely that you're going to be able to get out of that one, as with the Unbreakable Force coming out with Malphite, he can out of there if he did go mid lane, but it's going to be Malphite jungle, looking to see if he cannot get anything with the R that is a little bit more, I would say, impactful than the Crow Storm, as the Crow Storm takes a little bit of time and you can react to it, as Malphite R is very hard to react to, goes so fast, and the damage is definitely there for the burst.
But the poll is live, guys. You can go ahead and type your command into chat if who you will think will win this game, either the Phantoms or the Guardians. Sheep, who's your vote going to?
I mean, if you look at the score line, it looks like Guardians, but Phantoms does look like they have a really strong draft here. So it's very hard for me to decide, but I really want to go over to Phantoms on this one. I just feel like their comp is just really strong, has very heavy engage, and Guardians looked like they were going for something kind of like Phantoms, like the first half of the draft, and then they realized, oh no, it's really hard to outdo what they did with the draft they had. So they try to pull it back a little bit more. So it seems like the draft is a little bit more over the place than they probably would have wanted it than towards Phantoms, what they have. So I think Phantoms definitely a lot more comfortable with what their draft went towards instead of the Guardians here. So Guardians, I don't think, just based on how scrappy the comp is going to be able to win this one. I do think it's going to go over to Phantoms.
I'm going to have to agree with you there. The Phantoms, that team fight comp is pretty terrifying, where the Guardians are actually very much lacking like multi-target DPS, where all of their champions' abilities are primarily focused on doing damage to one person and one person alone. So it's going to be hard in a full 5-on-5 team fight to deal with the Malphite, Morgana, Senna, Fiddlesticks all coming at you at the same time, all doing damage to numerous members all at the same time. So I'm going to have to give it to the Phantoms as well.
Yeah, their wombo combo is just really strong. They do have the Malzahar R to stop anyone dead into the tracks, but obviously that can just be completely nullified if you do pick up the QSS here. Also the Morgana Black Shield, so maybe you don't even need it, because if you get R'd by the Malzahar and you're playing the Malphite with the Fiddlesticks, it doesn't matter too much. As long as you get their ult off, then you're fine, and Fiddlesticks can just Zhonya's that one out, and Malphite can do the same if he does go down that path. So that way Morgana can actually hold her Black Shield for something, you know, a little more efficient, which would be onto the Senna, just allowing you to stay into that backline. And that's the other issue that Guardians have here, is that there's just so much engage on Phantoms here, and they have really good artillery in the backline with the Senna. So if they go in on you, you gotta find a way to get into the backline, but you gotta be too, you know, a little careful, because if you put too much into the backline to try to get creamy, then you're just gonna falter from the Malphite and Fiddlesticks into the front line, as they can do a lot of damage if left unattended, especially this Fiddlesticks with the amount of AoE he can do with his W, and the fear just is so big in team fights. The CC impact it gives is just insane.
I don't think it's necessarily the right call, but I really just want to see the full AP rock.
Full AP rock. Now that would be something. Just make it so Luby Spoopy or First Time Sona cannot play the video game at all, and that would be something very nice to see. I know Luby Spoopy, definitely the Ezreal is going to be a little more beneficial into the comp, just due to the fact that he can play a little more back and poke down. So I do think Into the Senna, not the smartest, but Into the comp as a whole is pretty good here. But if you wanted to go something that was a little more aggressive but still has a little bit of self-peel and utility, I definitely would have opted for the Kai'Sa here, as Kai'Sa Nautilus is a very strong lane, and you have the ability to dodge all these abilities if you do pick up a QSS or even Cleanse here, and you have the Killer Instinct to get you out if you need to, or use it as a repositioning tool. And this will most likely be a 5v4 most of the time, as York is going to be split pushing, so you can have that 5v4 ability and numbers advantage to just go in, and repositioning with the Kai'Sa is a lot easier than with the Ezreal, just because of the amount of distance you can cover with the Killer Instinct over the Arcane Shift. Yes, it's a long cooldown, but Kai'Sa also does have the ability to go invisible with her E, and her burst damage is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's definitely a good point, but the Phantoms comp still not easy to 5v4 AML fight. Fiddlesticks, Senna, Morgana at that point. And they also have so much disengage tools at their disposal, where they can basically just stall for that York as long as they'd like.
Yeah, York is going to have a very easy time, I would say, into the late game. You have to put multiple members up into the top lane. I don't think Aatrox into the later stages, unless he is so impossibly ahead, can match him if the York does play even into the lane. So if that's the case, you have to put multiple members into that York, and you do not want to pull members away from the comp that Phantoms have, because if it's an immediately 4v3, Phantoms pulls that trigger and you instantly lose.
Yeah,
There's almost really no way you can outplay that one with the amount of engage they have, the amount of CC, the sustainability they have with the Fiddlesticks W and the Senna Q just gives so much healing, and then the Black Shield coming out with Morgana just gives more of that utility to block any CC that they can get on. So they definitely do have to be a little careful into this one, but we'll see how it goes.
Ooh, I like
As
the double Dark Harvest from the Malphite and the Fiddlesticks on the Phantoms. That's something you don't see every day.
They're definitely going for that one-shot capability here, and it would be really cool to see how many stacks they can get into the early game and see if they cannot skyrocket that into the later stages of the game. But Fiddlesticks not being the TP does leave open for more cross-map plays to the side of Guardians, as they do have double TP here, as we were actually opting in for the heal instead of the TP here. So, and we'll see if my client wants to be nice to me today. I very doubt it, but seeing how just based off the stream, you're at 96%. I'm still at 0%. So
well, you know, like
probably a little bit of delay here.
what can we expect? Like the game started on time. We weren't having like any client or pentaQ issues. Like it was really just going way too well for us. So a client issue would bring us back down to earth here.
Yeah, Wednesday looked like it go pretty well for me. Seems like Monday's just not my days for client issues, as last Monday I had this issue. So unfortunate, but what can you do?
Well, I mean, like client issues, like you gotta come to expect that from a small indie company such as Riot Games.
That is very true. If it doesn't happen, then I don't even know if I'm playing League of Legends anymore, or even spectating or casting. At that game, it just becomes invisible. And actually, my game started up right about now, so that's perfect. I'm paused at 5 seconds.
I am paused at 5 seconds, starting in 3, 2, and 1, go.
Alright, Guardians versus Phantoms. Let's see if these teams have something spicy today for me. That would be very awesome. As we'll see if actually Guardians want to opt to go for an invade here, as their level 1 is very strong. They do have the Dredge line followed by Relaying with the Q on Volleybear. Can't get that stun off, even if he gets CC'd. It does go off cooldown, so it looks like they are going to opt to do that. Luby Spoopy a little bit late, but have to be a little careful here. The FNG can go out. They really want to early flash. Actually is from the FNG though, so second round. And the Dredge line is going to land a Paradox. He is going to have to use his real flash there. And it's going to be, oh wow, a flash Q coming out from Relane, but it's going to get the Ignite off of Paradox there though. That was...
What is happening?
I wasn't expecting that one from Relane, but he actually does get the Ignite off of Paradox there. So it's not the most horrible thing in the world, but definitely don't think the team is on coordination on that one.
Just a second. Sorry, you're gonna see my spectator thing as my keybinds have undid themselves.
Small indie company, by the way.
Why would you be able to like save your preferences and not have to redo them every single time?
No, that's impossible, man. It's gonna be actually Brains is gonna opt for the blue side start here. So I'd say it's gonna be a little bit later into the lane. Let's see if Goop can actually spot this out for his jungler empathic and really compath according to that. They actually do not see the start on red side anyway from the wood they did put down, so probably can find that out anyway. And see if Luby Spoopy and Daft Damage can get something early onto Creamy and Grimsouls, as the level 1 engage is very strong.
Yeah, their wave clear is also insanely high, so they should be able to hit that level 2 first.
Yeah, if Daft Damage gets to level 2 over Grimsouls first, is definitely going to be at least a force splash, but it is going to be Dredge Line landing onto Grimsouls. The bind is going to land onto Daft Damage. Actually, is going to be a trade favorable over to Phantoms.
Yeah, the hook did connect, but it wasn't. The trade didn't go long enough for them able to win it, and the binds and the harass from Senna Morgana just a little too much.
It's very strong. That Dark Binding just doing that really high base damage and that very long CC. And we're actually seeing Relene going for the red buff here on Brain's jungle, and he actually is going to be able to pick that one up. He does hit level 3 early because of that. He might be looking for a gank onto Flashless Fiddlesticks here, as that's exactly what he's going to look for. LD Paradox has to be careful here. They're going to come out from Relene. Can he get the stun off? No, he can't. He is just going to put a little bit of chomp onto Paradox there, but nothing is going to be found here for Sentinel with the lane pressure there. Dark Bunny is going to land on Death Damage there. He does miss the Dread Line. Grimsouls is walking up, does have the Black Shield to keep him healthy, but Luby Spoopy just throwing those Mystic Chucks left and right. Combined with the autos, he's going to be able to get a lot of damage off there.
Yeah, they were able to get that health lead early, but it's now the Guardian's bot lane with the push advantage and the health advantage.
Yeah, definitely have to be careful here, as Group just bullying Ezio into this top lane. That was expected to see this lane going, as he does have a really good matchup and time into the York here. So
yeah,
Group
4 to 20 CS.
Really no issues here. Yeah, 20 to 5 CS. Yeah, definitely does have the big lane dominance here, as he's gonna turn that into probably a scuttle take here. As it looks like Guardians is going to be able to get a double scuttle here, and Paradox going really far up to get some damage on first time Sona. And can Raylene look for something else here? He is looking here. The Q is going to go off. He does still have red buff. The sun going to come out, but it is a level down over to LD Paradox. No mana on first time Sona. Can they get the kill here? Science is going to go out with the Dragon. Yes, it will! And the Ignite makes sure he's going to pick that one up, and first boy goes over to Paradox.
And more importantly, he's already stacking that Dark Soul, or that,
that Dark Harvest.
Dark Harvest.
It looks like a little miscommunications for Guardians there, as first time Sona does not have mana to really throw out here. So they have to be a little careful here. And LD Paradox, once he gets under that tower, he can just put out his W. He gets that really amazing heal, and the silence coming out too to make sure Raylene can't throw out any abilities either.
Yeah, it looked like Raylene canceling a few autos there, I believe trying to do the auto W kind of reset to give himself the heal back, as well as maybe even enough damage for the kill, but through the amount of CC that Fiddlesticks was laying down, it's pretty hard.
That was with PTA too, so he had the ability to burst, but Raylene just not being able to find it, and first time Sona just not having anything in the tank, and Ezio just taking such a bad trade into Goob. Goob's at full HP, but Ezio is below a half here. Already used all of his corrupting potion stacks, and might be Kumi has to be careful here. Georgiana is going to land, but the Dark Binding does land on Loopy Spoopy, so he's going to be really good disengage there. Really good Dark Binding. Grimsoul's making sure that they stay healthy into that little exchange. The Dredge line does go onto Grimsoul's there. And this may be a dragon for Guardians here, as Raylene is looking to pick this one early, as they do have really good pyro into the bot lane. Loopy Spoopy with no mana, so it's really hard to throw out those mystic shots. Let's be a little careful here. It looks like Paradox is looking for the check here. First time Sona is on his way. Still no level 6 on to Paradox either, so this wouldn't be just a free dragon going up to Guardians, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem with Malphite Jungle. Not really much of a champion before level 6, not able to gank very much or even really contest those objectives. Even though the LD Paradox does have that mid-prio, Nash not really fully able to capitalize it based on the pick.
Yeah, if they continue doing this, then this game could look very good for them, but we'll have to see how it goes. Another Grasp is still not up for first time Sona. He's not hit level 6, he just had it now. Close to him is up for Paradox, however, so Raylene maybe still looking for something in the mid lane, as Goob is just so far pushing the top lane, and Loopy Spoopy and Death Damage again also really push into this bot lane, as they both have pretty easy matchups. It's up to first time Sona to make sure he doesn't give anything to get anything more to LD Paradox here. But it can be a really easy gank opportunity with another Grasp up. Raylene still does not have the ult there, so but it may be enough from just the Q stun, but he is looking to maybe steal this blue buff away from Brains.
Yeah, Raylene is just non-stop in Bane's jungle, taking whatever buff he wants, whenever he wants, and still level 5 on the Malphite, so not really much you can do about it still.
Although Paradox is looking really strong right now, does have that kill. He is a little bit down in CS from first time Sona, so first time Sona making sure that he's trying his best to get as much as possible from the early kill that they go over to Paradox, but Paradox is being able to bully him out. Terrify is going to come out, Bountiful Harvest is there, but the Costum is not going to be used, and it's going to be overall lane prio going over to Paradox. Raylene is on his way. Another Grasp is here. The flash is up on both mid laners. Will he look for it? Paradox seems like he knows something is up here, as first time Sona walks up and below half HP and is going to find that one out.
Yeah, just a little too eager to pull off that gank there.
Ooh, Goop going for a little bit of damage on Ezio there. He does land the final Q sweet spot and doing a lot of damage to Ezio here. Goob just so strong at this point. The Maiden is there. EQ gonna come out from Goob, but Goob taking a lot of damage from that Maiden and from those little kitty cats there, as they're gonna slowly call their way at Aatrox there, and he has to get this Maiden out of the way. It just does so much damage if left unattended.
But how tilting is the meowing noises that skin makes?
Yep, their cat's claws are pretty sharp, man, as Goob actually does take the negative side of the trade there because of that. And Ezio being able to heal up with the corrupting potion he does have, so Goob just has to be a little careful here.
Yeah, just like that, the top lane matchup seems to be going the other way with the Maiden up. But as soon as he can get that Maiden clear, it will probably go right back to over to Goob's favor.
The Unstoppable Force is up for Brains now as he just hits level 6 here, and Relene should be getting his Stormbringer up here in a little bit after, yes, he just got after he just cleared his Gromp. Brains may be looking for something into the bot lane. It is warded though, and LD Paradox again with his lane prio over first time Sona, but he does have to be a little careful here. Once first time Sona gets a little bit of items, he can't do what he just did there. He's able to walk up, but here comes the gank coming in from Ezio. Another grab's here, but then some of the voice is going to go into the tower. Here comes the Stormbringer, the ult coming out from Sona cross map, stacking me up. Here comes the ult from Ezio, and it's not going to be able to find anything either, as the two-shot barrage is just little less true there, as the duck binding is going to land on Loopy Spoopy there. He's going to take a little damage from Grimsouls.
That was actually a really good rotation from the Phantoms there. The top side came down, able to kind of get they bait out that flash from first time Sona, and as soon as the flash was gone, and Baines was free to just Unstoppable Force in there and finish off the kill with the Ezio flash Q.
Yeah, LD Paradox actually did pick up that kill too, so this Fiddlesticks is 2-0 over first time Sona here. So, first time Sona gonna have to be very careful here, as once Fiddlesticks' item, he does do a lot of damage. He does have the Lost Chapter with the Blaster on, so he also does have the boots advantage over first time Sona, so he's going to be able to get back the lane a little faster and being able to walk up a little faster than first time Sona.
I'm actually surprised at how well he can match that Malzahar wave clear, as he's just getting back from lane now, but the drain just doing so much AoE damage to the waves.
Bountiful Harvest, just so much HP it gives back and the amount of damage it can do too, so first time Sona cannot walk up too far. Although he can use that to his advantage, landing another grasp and get a lot of damage here, but he goes for a little bit of poke, and the Bountiful Harvest is so much healing, and Melina is going to be spotted out here onto Shelly as Ezio does walk down on that one and spot it. Reset coming out from Melina. He was spotted out there, so it looks like he's not going to be able to go back to that one. The Control Wood is there. It's going to spot out Grimsouls as they walk through this jungle here, looking to get a little bit of vision onto the Dragon, making sure if the Control Wood does fall, they still have vision there. Dragon is coming up in about 3 seconds here. It looks like Relene is looking just for that. There is no TP onto the top side, so Guardian actually has the advantage here, since Ezio does not have TP, so this could be a really good Dragon fight for Guardians here, and Phantoms might just have to give it up here.
Phantoms
damage may be looking for something.
Phantoms did just clear out their wave, so they should be able to rotate.
And the grass is going to go on to LDPRX. He still does have his flash. Will he have to use it? I do not believe so, but that is a lot of damage going out. And that right there should just be a free Dragon going over the Guardians.
Yes, it will. The Phantoms bot lane choosing to take a nice reset instead of contesting. Not much they can do after.
Cats don't like it when you do that to the Masters. Unstoppable Force is going to land onto first time Sona. And when did that happen? As we head back into top lane, will the Q land? Yes, it will. And the Honor will be able to pick that one up. As so many things happen so fast. As first time Sona gets deleted in the mid lane. Right in time for Goob to also pick up a kill on Ezio into the top side.
Yeah, Goob had just had enough of hearing that sound effect, like me, and he just said enough is enough. Activates the World Under, flashes over the wall, and just picks up a really nice solo kill.
Yep. Goob, I would be tilted just as you, man, if I constantly heard those cats meowing and scratching at you, but you do able to pick up Ezio there, but Brains with the roam down to the gank into mid lane is going to be able to pick up a kill on first time Sona, as I didn't even have enough time to process what was happening. He was dead right when the camera panned over there, and there's going to be another kill over the Paradox here. So he has all 3 kills over from Phantom's side, so he does have a 500 gold strat, so he just have to be a little careful and not give that one over, but he is pretty fed into this lane right now.
Yeah, the double Dark Harvest kind of doing work in that gank, where as soon as first time Sona got below half HP, the rest of it just absolutely disappeared.
And Relene going for this Rift failed once again. Control Wood is going to be able to spot out Ezio, but he's going to see if he can be able to roam down to his mid prio, also TP prio into the top side. So it looks like Guardian's going to be able to pick up themselves another objective and be able to break this top tower.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there'll be a second Shelly, not enough time, or at least Actually, there could be, but not enough to use two Shellys for plating gold to get the full value out of it.
Villain is most likely going to be spotted out here though by Brains as he is clearing his wolves and is going to be able to find Villain onto his blue cape. It is going to be roam over from Goob to see if he cannot be able to fight this one. First time Stone is also on his way. Ezio not even budging. It looks like they'll be able to just walk out of that one. Black Shirt is going to go on and Creamy, make sure he stays just far enough away from the dredge line. The EQ going to land onto Ezio. Ezio has to be so careful. He'd be brought back. No, he won't. The Cats say get off our master there, and they're gonna go right back on him and continue to scratch at him there as he does have a really good freeze here actually. So Goob have a very strong laner here. Ghost is gonna land flash straight, gonna come out, and Stubbornfoot's not gonna be able to find anything. Terrify is gonna be there. Bountiful Harvest, the silence is gonna come out. Here comes Reland, the flash coming out. The Stormbringer will be enough. Nether Grasp, the shutdown going over. 500 gold richer to Reland, and it looks like Brain's got to get out of this one. W gonna come out from Ezio, will be enough. No, it will not. But the Maiden is there and make sure he is be able to walk out of that one as Shelly is going to be placed into the mid lane, getting some of that plating gold over to Relene.
Yeah, really nice counter gank by Relene there.
That guy's going to land a Grimsos though, the ult coming out, but this flash will be enough. The Ignite, the True Shot Barrage is true this time as that damage is going to be able to pick up that one. And it's going to be heal and flash out from Creamy and Grimsos and only Ignite being traded over that damage.
I didn't even get to see that director camera kind of trolling.
Again. No Stormbringer, unstoppable force here. Smite is coming up from Relane before the Smite of Brains, and it looks like he might be able to pick this one up. Relane being very cautious on this one, but it is Inferno Soul map, so you can be able to check that one a little farther over, but he's going to be a little careful here. He does have his bot lane incoming here. He's going to be able to pick up. He's going to fall down to Brains, but the Dredge Line is not going to be able to land. It's going to be double from Brains. We can get out of there. Chair fight is there. Backful Harvest also. Sentinel going to come out, and Luby Spoopy and Death Damage have to get the hell out of here. The flash is going to be missed on Mike Creamy. Dredge Line is going to land flash over the wall. It looks like they're going to be able to get out of this one. Unstoppable Force, 20 seconds out. Will he be able to find it? No, he will not, because Luby Spoopy is just way too far here as what could have been bad for Guardians was not so much as Creamy fails that flash there. That is definitely not what you want to be seeing there.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate from the Phantoms there. The Guardians doing a good job of punishing Raylene going for that red buff. It could have been actually ended up favorable for the Guardians, but like you said, flashing the wall was just a little too difficult in that moment.
And you have to be really careful when you're onto the enemy side of the jungle. They will most likely be able to roam faster there, and Paradox, he may have fallen down to Relene, and Relene may have got the 500 gold shutdown, but he is still 3-1. He is still very strong. He was able to get back and get the Luden's Echo. He has so much damage right now, so you have to watch out there. And Brand's really tanky, so it's really hard to take him down. Relene is definitely still not extremely behind here, as he does have a lot of CS up on Brains here. So being able to show that his invades were paying off there, and Goob may be looking for something in mid lane, but looks like there is going to be Effigy being able to spot him out there, and looks like Guardians are going to be set up for the strike that's coming up here in about a few seconds.
Yeah, this is going to put Guardians on soul points, so Phantoms are going to want to contest this one to not back themselves into a corner.
Definitely. Ezio does have TP here, but Goob is already down here. He might be just looking for the tower, but he can TP anytime. Guardians need to be doing something, otherwise they're just giving free damage over to Ezio right now, so they better spring some type of fight here, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Dark Binding, is he going to be able to pick up the dragon here? And it looks like Relene is going to be able to take that one close to him. Will not be enough though, but the Q coming out from Relene, be able to get the Son of Grimsouls. The Night Queen has to get the hell out of here. On top of voice not there, the flash coming out from Goob. Grimsouls is going to fall down on that one. Brains will he be able to get out here? Will the True Shot Barrage be up? No, we're not here to use a Mystic Shot. Will he be able to find the shots to be able to pick up a kill onto Brains there? Doesn't look like, but it's going to be 5 down in mid lane. As Guardian's going to probably be able to take up this tower, but Ezio kill it up in the top side. They have to be a little careful not give him as many free. Might be Creamy has to be a little careful here. Dredge Line is up for death damage. He can walk right past that turret and be able to pick up that kill there. Looks like this is going to be able to take the tower here, and Ezio not wanting to walk any much farther for the TP that Goob can come out. The W is going to land in the root on Relane, but it's not going to be enough here as they're going to be able to walk out of that one. And Guardians absolutely stomping that fight as LD Paradox just not being able to survive long enough, and he does not have the stasis to go gold in there, so
Yeah, the Phantom's
a little too hard there.
Phantom's kind of using absolutely everything to try and steal away that dragon, but Raylene with a really nice smite there to put themselves on soul point. And after the Phantoms had already committed a lot of the flashes and a lot of the ultimates, they were able to just completely turn with the number advantage, and it was a huge team fight win for them.
Definitely was. Super Spoopy in the spot lane too, being able to get a lot of free damages, but OD Paradox is here. He does have close to him. We'll be able to use it and actually get something out to Luby Spoopy, but he's gonna Arcane Shift out of there. First time Sona all by himself, and he is actually no. Here comes Raylene. They actually can stop this tower from falling. As Goob is actually in the top side right now. He is pushing out this wave, and it's gonna be a lot of CS that's actually gonna miss from Ezio. So this is actually a really smart move for Goob. He still does have the TP if need be, if there's a cross map fight. There's also no objectives right now on the map that he needs to worry about, so he's probably gonna be able to pick up this tower here and deny a lot of CS over to Ezio here.
Yeah, good split push by Goob, kind of punishing the rotation. Ezio rotated down to mid to try to get that tier 1, but they Raylene was there to defend that with first time Sona, preventing that, and able to capitalize.
Yeah, definitely really good protection from Raylene, making sure that does not fall, and there goes a tower from up the top side as Goob picks up that one, and Ezio in the mid lane right now, seeing if he can't do anything against first time Sona, but yeah, LD Paradox, you're 0-1, not 3-2. It'll be really hard for you to push out these waves over on first time Sona. You do not have the damage or the ability to really find anything there, as LD Paradox into the bot side with Grim Souls here. Luby Spoopy and Death Damage have to be really careful here. There's a lot of damage that can come out from these two and a lot of lockdown. Brains and Might Be Creamy rotating over, and Death Damage has to be very careful here. He's about to get Spencer. He does not have the flash. Kosum is going to land. Terrify is also there, but the Unstoppable Force, yes it will be able to get him there, as it's going to be traded over onto both sides, as they do get a kill into the bot side, but Phantoms are going to lose this Herald number 2, as they barely being able to pick that one up as 20 minutes almost sit here, but looks like Phantoms are looking to be able to pick up a tower here on the bot side, and maybe Guardians actually looking for something onto Ezio here, but looks like they didn't have enough knowledge to know where he was at a exact point of time, so it looks like there's not going to be a flank there, but they do have Shelly. They're able to most likely break this top tower, and a lot of the members down the bot side for Phantoms finding it really hard to siege this tower with just Luby Spoopy down there, but it looks like they might be able to pick this one up just now.
Yeah, should be able to.
Luby Spoopy got to be really careful here. He does get landed by the snare though.
I would have liked to see Guardians keep pushing that top lane, use that 3-1 numbers advantage with the Rift Herald to try to break the tier 2. Just to cross map the members of the Phantoms pushing that bot tower.
Drake is also up in about 1 minute, so I expect Guardians to be all over that one, as that will be Soul, and it's 5-5 right now, but the gold lead does not look like it is, as they have a little couple K gold lead going over to Guardians here, as they are feeling very comfortable right now.
Yeah, and honestly, most of that gold lead is just sheer difference in CS numbers. Like across the board, it's pretty sizable.
Yeah, Raylene just absolutely stopping the jungle against Brains right now, as he invaded him so many times. And first time Sona has to be careful here. There's a lot of engage still onto the side of Phantoms. They still have the ability to pick out whoever they want. He does have flash up, but sometimes that will not be enough. Looks like Drag is going to be the play here, as both teams are rotating down. Goob is also rotating down. And Shelly is going to be used onto the bot side to break this first tier tower to give him maybe a little bit more room to breathe, as this Drake is coming up in about 12 seconds here. And Ezio went to the top side, but it's not much you're really going to be able to find there. The wave is not right next to the enemy tower this time. You're going to have to spend a lot of time pushing that one out. He does have TP, but Goob is already here, so they have to be a little careful here. It is going to be started by Guardians here, as Drake actually going over to the right side, not being pulled out the direct way Guardians want, but Phantoms has to fight here. If they give the soul, this might just be GG. We haven't found anything. TP still not coming out for Ezio, and there it goes. It's onto the mid lane. Looks like maybe going to be able to spot this one out. They're going to be able to rotate back onto it, but it is getting pretty low. They'll be able to get it, and it looks like it is going to go over to Raylene. It is going to be engaged onto the Phantom. Guardians Unstoppable Force gets 4! Another Crash is going to be able to find that one. Here comes the Storming into close to him. Looks like Raylene is a little bit harder on that one, as the Flash is going to come out from Death Damage to get the Dredge Line, and Creamy is going to have to put in that one, as what an amazing Unstoppable Force, but the Nether Grass being able to find him, and the only reason why he was able to find that one was the passive Malzahar, making sure he does not fall down to the knockup, but Ezio has to be careful here. The W wall is going to be able to find the stop there, and might be Cream has to be a little careful here. Will be able to pick up a kill, and will be enough damage. I don't believe so. Flash coming out. Mr. Chalk will find its target. And the Maiden is on top of Goob right now, and Ezio Killer is coming back! The Flash is coming out, his team is on the way! Be able to touch right at the WK shift is here! The Mission Shock is not gonna land, but here comes your lane! Does he have the Q up to chase down Ezio here? The Smite is gonna come out, the Q2. The Maiden about to fall down 7 HP. It is gonna be able to find a stun, but the Blast Point is here. And Ezio Killer just trying to buy as much time as possible. But here comes first time center. And another grasp again! It's gonna be able to fight that one. And another grasp starts the fight, and it is also going to end the fight. That is just how long they were chasing. And Guardian's just finding so much here, but it's not done yet. The top of voice is gonna go on to Elite. He has to be a little careful here. Is that the flash or the choke spike, but Baines, did he get a little ahead of himself? He does have the flash, 2-shot barrage. Will not be able to find him, but first time Sona is gonna be able to pick up that kill, as I'm guessing the Space Aids was just too much for him, and he's gonna fall down to that.
Well, you got your wish. We finally have some back and forth chaos of non-stop action. Ezio just taking the Guardians for a wild goose chase. Actually, stalling them off probably would have been an inhibitor, so well played to him.
Yeah, that fight was definitely very explosive, as a lot of back and forth going on there. I'm running out of breath after just that one crazy team fight, as just wow, Ezio just bringing up the chase over Goob there, and Guardian's able to actually be able to support him in that one. And that fight and that slash chase was so long that the Nether Grasp actually went off cooldown for first time Soda. He's able to use it to end the fight just as it when it started the fight.
Yeah, taking it way back to that Infernal Spill take by the Guardians, that was the huge ultimates both from LD and Baines, but just the numbers advantage. Ezio wasn't able to get into position early enough. Just used the numbers advantage, picking off the people that kind of won in one by one, able to win that fight pretty cleanly.
Okay, Chef is going to be really used aggressively. He doesn't have any more top level fast. Will they be able to get it? Another grasp will be enough! Yes, it will! And Libby Spippy actually gets out of that one. The blast play over the wall. The Treasure that's actually going to find by P. Clearly. He doesn't have flash. I don't think he's going to get out of that one. The EQ's going to find it. The kill is going to get a double kill over to Goom, as they thought they got Libby Spippy, but he got you instead, as he gets out of that one and picks up 3 kills for that amazing bait that he was able to pull off there.
I don't know what I'm enjoying more, the game or your casting.
Oh my goodness, these teams are just going absolutely ham onto each other. This is going to be Baron going over to Guardians, as they're going to do a fully synced back, and Ezio's going to have to get the hell out of there, as does not want to fall down to the overly fed side of Guardians here, and Goob is finally going to take his back there.
Yeah,
Guardians just absolutely stomping this game right now, and I'm honestly surprised.
Yeah, so was I. Just coming in away from draft, I definitely thought it was looking in favor of the Phantoms, but not only are the Guardians stomping this game, they're stomping on our predictions, just coming out very dominant this game. Really well performance as they look to push out the final turrets with this Baron.
Yep, it looks like they are gonna 4-man into the mid lane. Vilene is in the bot side to do a little bit of that split pushing action. Gripsos is going to be spotted out here. The Black Shield make sure he does not get knocked up by Goob. The Dark Binding is still there. It is going to find its target, but the Black Shield is actually going to fall off there. Can Goob actually pick up the kill here? He does not have the stopwatch. Won't be enough. Arcade Shift, yes it will! And Libby Spoopy picks up that one after Goob being able to find that little mispositioning issue. And the word actually spots out OD Paradox. That's be a little careful. He's going to get knocked up there, and the W's going to land, and the Mystic Shot's going to be able to find its target. Now it's double force. Go on to Relane. Baines is not having the attack in his tower there, and Stooping is not going to come out, but it's not going to matter as there's 4 Guardians into the mid lane. As you are down 2 members, you're onto the bot side, trying to stop a push from 1 member. You're going to lose this tower here, and that's exactly what's going to happen, as the is going to come out onto Ezio. The knockup also on might be Creamy. Duncan Blade be able to find the Nothing's Grass, also going to be able to find his target onto Ezio. Might be able to get out of here, as he's not going to be able to get knocked up by Duncan Blade, but the Judge on it is going to land on him. He does not have the stoppable voice anymore. The true shot barrage is true, and will find its target, as Goob is being able to pick up that one. He's now stoppable. It's going to be able to turn off the single tower then. Will the Space Aids be enough? Yes, it will! It will be enough for both of them, as the bot lane duo get to experience what that feels like together. And LD Paradox is the only one left alive, as the Nexus is going to be falling down here, as no one falls down to the side. The flash shotgun is not gonna be able to find it, and it is gonna be a close stun, but it's gonna be Chad too late as
Oh my
Guardian
god.
stomping on the prediction and just upsetting what we
Absolute-
thought was even going to happen, man.
Just an absolute bloodbath that game.
Yeah, Guardians came up big on that one. That surprised me. I thought that was Phantoms all the way. Relene went for the very aggressive play with a little bit of miscommunication coming out from first time Sona. He didn't have enough mana for that first gank, and he actually does end up falling to Relene and he does end up picking up a kill onto Relene and is able to snowball that into a lot of lane prio over on first time Sona, but it just shows that doesn't matter if you do get those first couple or even those first 3 kills. If you're not able to use it effectively, then it's nothing better than just, you know, useless cash, as the Guardians are able to find a lot there, even with the Unstoppable Force also coming out from Brains with that 4-man and the Crowstorm followed by that. The Nether Grasp was able to stop Brains right in his track, making sure he cannot throw out his entire combo to burst even more. And I'm honestly surprised Paradox not picking up the stopwatch early at all to make any type of stopwatch plays. If he had a
Yeah.
stopwatch play in one of those fights, they would at least took a single kill and make it a little bit maybe closer, but it looks like he did not opt to do that, as the Dark Harvest from both sides was not enough. And I didn't even realize this until now, as I was too focused on the hype of the game that was going on. But Brains did exactly what you wanted to do.
It was the AP rock.
Oh, AP rock there as he picks up the Runic Echoes, followed by the Proto Belt and the Silk Shoes, and then the Oblivion Orb. So he was going full one-shot there, as he was doing a lot of damage, but it was not enough. Also, first time Sono on the Malzahar, make sure he gets that spell shield out. Even that crazy 5-man ult that would have knocked all 5 up and possibly done something there. Their spell shield stopped him from getting knocked up and got another grasp onto Brains G there and being able to stop a little more damage being brought out there. They were able to kill him and LD Paradox just right after. He did not have to stopwatch either. So honestly, Guardians just playing that almost perfectly.
Yeah, near perfect
That was
execution.
honestly just an amazing game to see, and Goob did what he needed to do. He got ahead over Ezio. Ezio just had so many missed positions on TPs and where he needed to do in the fights and what his job was in the fights. He didn't push out even when he didn't TP fully than what he could have, and when he did TP, it was not only was it a late TP, so he wasn't able to get himself in position, but he didn't push out the wave nearly as far as he could have, and he's just not able to find what Phantoms wanted there into that comp in general. But Guardians playing that really well. Luby Spoopy not being able to land that true shot barrage and towards the beginning of the game, as they do pick up a kill on first time Sona there, but he is being able to land all of his other ones. A lot of his Mr. shots and true shot barrage after that were on point. They were very true there, and they were able to get right on target, as Luby Spoopy just did a lot of damage and did what he needed to do. He didn't fall down to any of this heavy engage, and he was just able to do his job.
I don't even know who to give my player of the game vote to on the side of the Guardians. Everyone really just did their job exactly how they should have. Goob coming out with a huge lead in top lane with just pretty much wave management techniques, able to punish any misstep with a nice trade health advantage. Raylene maybe not the most successful in ganking that game, but just the counter invades, able to take away key buffs away from Banes, kind of delay some of the power spikes he could have got. First time Sona doing a really good job with another grasp through mid game and late game, just picking off people whenever they needed to be, staying alive through key team fights, using the Nether Grasp to suppress people that are in the middle of the team doing damage that pretty much won them the fight. And then Luby Spoopy and Dath Damage just quietly being safe, winning the small grind game through CS and numbers and damage, and it definitely shows by the end where we have a fully stacked Muramana Triforce Ezreal with Infernal Soul, and he was able to pump out so much damage at such a safe range for himself. So just an absolute stomp for the Guardians.
Yeah, Luby Spoopy being able to find what you do. Everyone find out what they're doing. Although it doesn't look like it, but Relene absolutely dominating the jungle there, getting the objectives needed to do, winning every smite fight. He was also able to heavy invade onto Brains, and he was not getting punished. He got punished out one time for it, but besides that, He did an amazing job. Honestly, I would have a hard time of even who I wanted to give the MVP for this one, as everyone did their job. But I really liked how Loopy Spoopy was playing very aggressive, even though against that comp he was able to pull it off and death damage, able to find the dredge lines he needed to find, especially throughout the Senna E. He was able to curve it right over the black shield onto Senna. You know, that last fight where he got that double kill. So it's really hard to who I really want to give it to, but it's not my job. It's your guys' job, who is watching, to see who you want to give to that. But I'm going to hand it over to Psychonautic, as he's probably going to talk about the game a little bit more and give a little more of a breakdown.
Thank you, my friend. All right, welcome back to the analyst desk, friends. We had a hell of a game there. Just an absolute bloodbath coming out from the Guardians. Anytime anyone on the Phantoms was out of position, you saw a rotation and just a permanent CC lockdown from the Guardians' compositions with the Aatrox, the Malzahar ulti, the Volibear, the Nautilus. Definitely just able to punish every single mistake that the Phantoms made very, very well. So well played to the Guardians. Don't forget to vote in chat who you thought your player of the game was. That poll is live right now. But anyways, guys, we are going to take a quick little break to set up the game number 2 of Vipers versus Bandits. But we will be back to announce your player of the game, and we will be back with game number 2.
I need an angel to save me from myself, holding my savior, keep my heart upon the shelf. Do you remember the things we said, the things we felt, calling forever, for every passing moment left. I need an angel to save me from my fate. I need an angel to light the sky along the way. I need an angel,
I need an I need an angel to save me from myself, holding my savior, to keep my heart upon a shelf. Do you remember the things we said, the things we felt, falling forever, for every passing moment
shouldn't mention. Not really sure, but it feels like my feet are glued to the floor. Don't wanna open up my mouth, cause I'm afraid of what's gonna come out. Life is but a dream. This can't be happening. Wake up, scream. I'm in a twisted reality. Twisted. I'm hearing voices, I'm seeing visions. I'm not sure who's the one making the decisions. Wake up, scream. I'm in a twisted reality.
And welcome back to the analyst desk from break. The people have spoken once again, and this time they have elected first-time Sona as their player of the game. Doing a great job on the Malzahar. Some very key, some very game-winning nether grasps used, locking down key members of the Phantoms. Definitely turning the tides of some key dragons. Definitely a factor in why they were able to get the soul immediately with the 4 uncontested or 4 in a row dragons. Anyways, we are pretty much ready to go once again back into pick and ban, where Sheep is meeting me with Vipers versus Bandits. So without any further delay, I will send it to them.
Alright. Really happy for this one, as get to see my boy Overcomer and fly into the bot lane as they just absolutely stomped last time. And obviously, your man, the myth, the legend, Oath. This man is an absolute beast, as he was able to get that very, very nutty play into the mid lane when he was able to perfectly stopwatch and get a double kill, as I was over on Let's Talk Legends. And that was amazing to cast and watch. Have high expectations for the Bandits for this one.
So Zerath ban?
We'll see. I mean, if he could pull off what he did last time, I would love to see the Zerath period. But it's gonna be Vipers banning at the Diana, and Bandits gonna get rid of that Caitlyn since they're red side, so then I could be able to probably pick that one.
Yeah, definitely a key ban. Pretty much the Caitlyn meta right now. Lane bully and just scales into the mid and late game. Not the best mid game, but her late game power is definitely up there as well. So lots of teams choosing to ban that away.
Yep, also the Shin, pretty big prone ban right now too. As he just does not have that many counters up in the top side, and even when you do pick a counter into him, he'll usually just go even in the lane. And most of that is due to the fact that his wave clear with Titanic Hydra is so big, his sustainability with the shield and his Spirit Refuge, and the Stand United just gives so much cross map pressure. And if you're running TP, you have 2 TPs over the map, so you can use very greedy TPs, knowing that you still have the Stand United ready. So
Yep, you can
very
just
strong.
stand united, save your bot lane for a double kill, and then just TP back to your lane like you were never even gone.
Yep, it's going to be the Olaf, Echo, and Lulu also coming out from the bans. Viper's getting rid of the Olaf, and Bandits getting rid of the Echo and the Lulu. Lulu, very, very annoying with the Polymorph. Very strong lane in the bot. Usually good with any ADC besides maybe a select few. And Echo can just carry a team to absolute domination if he does get ahead. So not really wanting to worry about that. And it's going to be Volibear picked up, first pick for Vipers.
I'm excited to see the Volibear again. I want to see more tower dives, really fully utilize the Stormbringer.
It's gonna be Ezreal and Lena coming out for the Defy overcoming bot duo, as they may be looking to go a little aggressive on this one, and I would be really happy to see that, as Forest is gonna be picked out again for Inferno D and Nami.
We've seen this before.
Seen this before last week. The exact same Inferno D and Silent playing the Varus Nami bot, and funny thing is, it's against the exact same lane, Ezreal and Leona. So this is gonna be a repeat of last week into the bot matchup, so that's gonna be just kind of funny there. As Bandits most likely gonna pick up the jungler here, as they do have counter into the Volibear.
But you could also just pick up the Xerath, and the Bandits could run their winning strategy as well.
It's gonna be the Maokai looking here. Yep. So that can go jungle if Dream Unforgiven is very comfortable on that, but expecting trouble to pick that one up into the top side, as it can be really hard to get off Maokai jungle perfectly.
Yeah,
if you don't understand pathing. If you cannot pretty much path perfectly, because if you screw up pathing on Maokai jungle, then you just put yourself way further behind the most junglers, especially since it is a Volibear and he will have a lot of pressure. But his ganks is very strong, his team fight's really strong, and obviously his scaling. Mordekaiser is going to be banned out from Bandits, and Viper is going to respawn with the Orianna ban. 2 very high contested picks and bans in general, so really good to see those ones out. Ornn looking to come out too, maybe from Bandits. Would be a good ban if they do not plan on picking it up instead. But it is going to be the Fiora. Seeing how it is the Fiora, I expect the Maokai to go top lane definitely if that is going to be a Fiora ban.
IamShu is a very proficient Fiora player, and into a Maokai matchup that can be extremely favorable for IamShu, so they don't want to risk IamShu getting too far ahead on a Fiora pick like that.
Yeah, definitely very easy to parry the R from Maokai, and also the WQ can be a little easier to get out, and it is going to be the Xerath ban. No so Xerath sad. This time, Oath. I'm sorry, man. I wish.
I shouldn't have said anything.
You were so strong in that pick last week, but I'm really happy to see what else he can bring out and see if this can't make this an interesting game once again for me. So let's see, what does Bandits have in response to this? They do have Pyro Pick, well not Pyro Pick, but Counter Pick, since they are red side here, so most likely going to be a pick into the jungle here, as the last one's going to be mid, and it is going to be Hecarim. Hecarim very strong into just really a lot of comps. He has a very high contest ability when it comes to objectives, and he is very hard to catch into his jungle or your jungle. He can run circles around you. It's pretty much his entire kit.
Yeah.
As this pony's gonna be feeling really happy going against this comp with the team comp that he currently has up right now.
Yeah, I hope we see the phase rush Hecarim. It's been something a lot of Hylu and pros have been running, so it'd be nice to see Dream Unforgiven pick up that, and just the speed once you because you can use the speed to get on top of someone, and then you proc your phase rush, and there's pretty much just no getting away from you. You just basically trample them.
Yep, and even if they get away from that phase rush, you also have the ultimate. The Ghost Riders being able to get that fear off, and the gap close that it gives over to Hecarim. And it's going to be Galio coming up Vipers, followed by the Darius.
Scary
Darius came
Mary.
into this one, it is going to be going into that Maokai as we see what Oath is going to be able to pick up into this mid matchup against Galio. Now, if Oath is as godlike as I think he is, can he pick an AD assassin and carry this game? That would absolutely dominate this Galio lane, and see if he does up to do that. And it is maybe
Oh,
going to be the Swain.
that's a spicy pick.
Alright, that's not a pick I was expecting at all, but definitely a very outplayability pick in general with, again, the stopwatch Ozonias. So the stasis really strong on someone like Swain, and Bandits have a very, very strong engage, but their disengage and their poke is really strong too.
Yeah, it's strong composition coming up for the Bandits. They can basically choose whatever fight they want, whenever they want. They can poke from range and chunk them down until they want to engage, and they also have so many tools at their disposal with the Leona ultimate and the Maokai ultimate to prevent the Vipers from getting on top of them.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see how this one's gonna play out. Now, just based on what I'm seeing right now, Vipers has a very, very like pick potential comp. They have a lot of ability to just get who they need to get, and Galio obviously gives that utility with the hero's entrance. There's a lot of the AoE team fight, but Bandits has so much burst damage that they can give out on pretty much any member on Vipers, and they have so much disengage and mobility on top of that, so it's gonna be really hard to get on who you want to get on Bandits. You don't want to go on the Swain, you don't want to go on the Maokai, and getting on the Hecarim is gonna be hard, and the same thing goes to Ezreal, and Leona can, you know, counter engage on you if you go too heavily on her, so you have to be very careful if you're Vipers here. You want to make sure you do not go on to the wrong person here.
The Bandits comp actually reminds me a little bit of the game we just watched, the Guardians comp, where they just have so much raw CC that anytime Vipers, someone on the Vipers takes the wrong step, they are pretty much immediately collapsed on and jumped on and perma-CC'd into their death. It's not very fun to play against, but it can be quite successful.
Yep, it definitely can be, and really, really excited to see how this game is going to go. Vipers do have the potential to heavily tower dive with the Stormbringer, with Volibear, but Bandits is the same way. They have so much tank that they can just eat those tower shots like they're nothing, and both of these comps just have the abilities to snowball the game their way. So we'll have to see how the early game goes here, but the Fly and Oath just so strong in overcoming, making sure that the Fly stays safe.
But I can't put any disrespect to the Inferno D, Scion, Varus, Nami. I think it was actually even just last week we saw them absolutely pop off on those picks. Played the lane very, very well, even if on paper the matchup wasn't completely favorable for them.
Yep, definitely. So they do have really good contention into this bot lane, but we'll see if the Fly can get as fed as he did last week onto this Ezreal, as he can just be so strong if you let him skyrocket control. But Inferno D is the exact same way. You give him any type of room to scale and he will do just that, and he can carry a game himself.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this one actually plays out, because we can predict all we want. We can try and just give insights on how it might play out, but once these summoners actually get onto the rift, it's hard to tell what can actually happen, as either game plan could go out the window as soon as one play happens, or as soon as any player does anything, really.
And during the spectator delay, just because my throat is killing me and I already drank all my water, I'm gonna go grab some more water real quick, so...
That's okay.
So I saw you leaving you again, Psychonautic.
It's okay. Not everyone has a 3-liter water bottle right beside them, so...
I sadly do not. I should invest in that, but I will be right back.
No worries. It'll just be 3 minutes until we actually get onto the rift here. Taking a look at the matchups, this Darius is going to absolutely bully the Maokai. I'm definitely expecting a Brambles Vest first item out of I'm Trouble, try to keep himself alive and negate some of that healing that the Sweet Spot Q of Darius can actually provide. But even with the Brambles Vest, I'm expecting this Darius to kind of walk all over this Maokai. Not much he can really do to fend him off. Galio into Swain is a matchup I actually have not seen a lot, but I do imagine Swain might struggle clearing some of those waves. I do really like the vision I guess vision control the Swain W does provide. I'm not exactly sure what the ability name is, but you can spot out you can use it to track the jungler, maybe even save a teammate's life or your own life from spotting out a gank before it actually happens. And looking on the bot lane, we have a heavy engage kind of kill lane coming out from the bandits, where the Vipers have a very good ranged sustained poke lane in Varus Nami. We saw this exact matchup last time where Inferno D and Sion were kind of able just to take whatever fights they wanted while also maintaining a health lead permanently, which really actually translated into a huge lead for them and was actually a key factor in a lot of objective fights and into the late game, just how ahead they were on items. But the bandits bot lane isn't the same, so I'm sure it won't play out the same. I'm curious to see what they do differently. I think last time the Ezreal Leona was just a little bit too afraid to actually engage and take the fights that they should be, and I don't think this bandit spot lane will have that problem. So they should be able to capitalize on that. But overall, I think I like the bandits draft a little bit more. I'm gonna give my prediction over to them. I think their late game and their laning is just overall as a better whole. And when it comes to a 5v5 team fight, I think their comp is a little easier to execute, where key members on the Vipers have to land pretty big ultimates, I believe, to actually win themselves the fight.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Psychonautic. I do definitely give the edge over Bandits on this one, as their team just looks so strong. It just looks so strong. Like they have the early game, they have the mid game, they also have the late game. They have every ability to carry this game. And Volibear and Darius, very hard to find what they really want to find into the later stages of the game. So it's just very, very, how would you say, very hard for them to do anything into the later stages. They can snowball, and they can run an upset here and just completely snowball into the lead into their favor if they can find one, but Bandits just have every stage of the game here planned out what they really need to do. So I do give it over to them, but we gave it over to Phantoms in the last game, and we saw what Guardians did with that position as they completely blew it out of the water and they stomped Phantoms. So
it's called a Caster Curse for a reason. Yeah, more often than not, I think the Caster Curse actually does work, and I end up being wrong.
Alright, Spectator delay is off, getting into the loading screen. Hopefully my game wasn't, it looked like my client was bad, but it actually did load a lot faster than I thought. So hopefully I do that exact same thing.
Okay, we do see the phase rush Hecarim. I'm happy to see it,
Psychonautic improved.
I am Psychonautic and I approve this message.
Is going to be the Aftershock Lister coming out on the Maokai, so he is not going to opt for that Grasp of the Undying, but he's going to be very hard to kill in the early stages. Leona obviously going for the Aftershock too. Conquer going for Ezreal, Electrocute for the Swain for the burst damage. Galio actually picking up the Aftershock, make sure he stays healthy, and wow, I loaded into that one fast!
Okay, NASA computers. Okay, well, I spoke too soon because we're stuck at 0 seconds.
Oh. As long as we win the game, I know it's going to be that one point or another. I'm fine with that one. Go ahead and put up the objective timers, hide the timeline, put up the scoreboard.
Alrighty, I am positive 5 seconds.
Pause that 5 seconds.
Alrighty, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Alright, Bandits versus Vipers. Let's see if we can't get a real spicy one again, as both of these teams are looking so strong. Vipers 3-1 and Bandits 4-0. So this is anyone's game right now, and we'll see if Bandits cannot make another undefeated game here, or week again, and see if Vipers cannot pick up a game over to the undefeated Bandits. So let's see how this one goes. Sion and Inferno D, Defly versus an Overcomer. I'm looking very heavily into this bot lane, as it is very explosive. I've seen both of these bot lanes pop off majorly, so we'll see if they both have what it takes to bring their team the game.
No crazy level 1 invade where 9 people flash this game, just a pretty standard 5 stack. everyone keeping themselves and their teammates safe.
So Knight actually standing very far back though, making sure that he is not going to get absolutely CC dumped here. So I'm guessing he does not want to face that. Hecarim, Maokai, and Leona, and obviously the swing can just pull you in at any point. So.
Yeah, the Bandits do have a really strong level 1, that's a good point. They have lots of CC to get off that free pickup, pretty much.
New spot out Scion here, just very standard. Not really much information is going to be shown there. As Stone Knight is going to start red buff here, and Dream Unforgiven is going to start blue. So it's going to be most likely the same pathing for both sides, and see if they can't contest each other's scuttle out to the top side. And I actually give the little level 2, level 3 skirmish over to Dream Unforgiven than over to Sir Knight, just because the amount of damage that the Q can give off. Although he does not have the Conquer, so Sir Knight actually does have the Conquer. I didn't even realize that. So Sir Knight actually may be able to win that early scuttle skirmish if he does opt for that. But
yeah,
looks like he's doing a red to blue start.
I'm also expecting the Vipers solo laners to be able to have prio, so this should be a fairly easy uncontested first scuttle in favor of Sir Knight.
Yeah. Very standard laning, as we see really nothing going on too much. Leona and Ezreal still not hit level 2, so not going to be able to get that Zenith Blade out. But I Am Shu does hit the level 2 over to Untrouble. But Untrouble does pick up that level then, make sure he can walk out of that one. Nevermore is going to land there. The spot is not going to be able to land on Oath, and Oath being able to walk out of that one. Does have the level lead now, but Goose being able to pick up the level there, make sure nothing happened. So Knight is going to spot out Dream Unforgiven here, and Dream Unforgiven is very low. He does not have Red Buffs, and it looks like Ghost is going to be used early here. Will the choppy enough? The Flash going to come out, and it's going to be first blood over to Sir Knight. As that's what happens when you have Flash advantage over a Hecarim jungle.
Yeah, just a well-played counter invade. He knew his team had prio, and that the Bandits would be a little behind to rotate to that. Also, Dream Unforgiven, just a little...
Evermore gonna land again. Vision of the Empire is also going to land, but Goof's gonna barely miss that either. Is not gonna be able to knock up Oath there.
Yeah, as I was saying, Dream Unforgiven was actually pretty low from his clear there, and Sir Knight had the health advantage, pretty much able to insta-kill him with the slow shields and the stun into the Maul. So well played invade.
Dream Unforgiven is bot side though. There is no vision for Vipers onto the bot side either, so he could look for something. Also on the bot side jungle, there's nothing in the mid lane either, so Dream Unforgiven maybe looking for a gank here. Nevermore is not going to land, but can he pull him in with the E? No, not. The taunt is going to land. Aftershock is going to be proc, will be enough. No, will not. Sir Knight is also here. Zenith Blade is going to land Inferno D, but the bubble is also going to land an Overcomer for the counter engage. And a lot of damage coming out from Defy, as it looks like they're actually going to win that one, but no, the Cleanse actually going to come out. Cleansing the stun and the ignite here. The Fly has to get the hell out of here. Asan is going to have bubble in a few seconds here. The Q is going to land from Leona. The Flash, the W will be enough. No, not the heal. Make sure he stays healthy. The bubble is not going to land. Overcome has to get out of here now too. Missing shot, not going to be able to find its target. And Scion and Inferno D showing bot lane dominance here as they turn around that engage.
Yeah, well, we've seen this before and we're seeing it again. Inferno D and Scion on the Nami Varus combo just... I guess they just eat Ezreal Leonas for breakfast.
Apparently so, as Inferno D inside very comfortable into this matchup right now. They definitely do lose out on the summoner trade here, as the Fly did not have to use Splash. But regardless, you must be feeling really good after that one, as you're able to win that fight really heavily. But he does not have the Cleanse or the Flash anymore. No heal or Flash from Scion either, so if they can find another Zenith Blade engage with Arcane Shift, they can maybe find something. And Oath with the level lead again. Nevermore is going to land. Q is also going to land there. Vision of the Empire too, and a lot of passive stacks going over to Oath, as he's going to be able to get a lot of extra health there. And it looks like he's probably going to be able to hit level 6 way before Goof's can. Nevermore again. Oath just does not miss here.
Yeah, Nevermove can be so difficult to play against. You have to dodge it twice, where you have to dodge it when it comes at you, and if it misses and goes wide, you have to dodge the return.
And again, another more. Wow! Oath showing dominance into this mid lane, as I am not surprised, as he's looked so strong in last week's game. And is going to force a recall to Goof and probably a TP too, as Demonic Ascension is going to be leveled up for Oath here as he does hit level 6 and looking for a little bit of vision. Maybe not. TP is gonna come out from Goofs though. Make sure he doesn't lose as much gold and XP. And Dragon actually looking about to be taken here from Vipers, as Sunai is early on this roam, and Dream Unforgiven, not even level 5 yet, he's only level 4, and he is way too far from this one, and bot lane is also going to roam over for Vipers, and it's going to be a free trick.
Trouble does have a TP advantage, but no one else is really there to contest it.
And for now, he is going to flash out here, as he does not have Nature's Grasp yet, and he's just have to be very careful with the Ghost still up for I Am Shu.
He's not taking any chances.
Yeah, no chance is going to be taken there. Sunai is going to be spotted out here with the Zenith Blade. Go out here. The Mystic Shot not going to land. They're going to walk out of this one, but they do pick up the Scuttle.
Yeah, going back to that bot fight, no cleanser flash. Oh. Alright. Anyways, going back to that bot, no cleanser flash will be quite a huge advantage for them once they hit level 6 and pretty much a guaranteed kill onto Inferno D.
Morgan. Taunt is going to land after Shock proc, but you do not want to walk up onto his Swain there. Vision of the Empire is not going to land. There is the Q as he's going to be able to walk out of that one, but Goofs has to be really careful here. Nevermore is going to land again. Death's Hand 2 does not have the level advantage. The Demonic Ascension is up. Goof, you're walking so far up, buddy. The Flash Demonic Ascension is here. The Flash is going to be traded out from Goof. It's going to be a Flash for Flash change. I could be able to pick up that one, but he still has TP while Goof does not. And again, Goof just playing so aggressive into Oath here, and he just has to be very careful here, as Sunai might be able to find something. He does not have the Demonic Ascension. Q's entrance is going to be used here. He's going to knock up Oath. Oath does not have Flash nor Demonic Ascension. He is going to be taunted, and Goof is going to be able to pick up that one. And Oath, like I was saying, the Goof playing very aggressive too there, as he does get punished for it.
Yeah, the Galio Volibear is actually kind of a nice combo where Volibear has to run in anyway to get his stun, and as soon as they're stunned, it timed correctly gives the Galio pretty much the free knockup into the chain CC, and it's pretty hard to escape for most mid laners.
Yep, Oath going to opt to use the TP here. Make sure he does not lose any of the gold or XP. Looks like not really much cross-map TP plays are going to be made early enough in this game anyway for it to matter. But I'm trouble still having that TP just in case, and Overcoming looking very antsy here. He wants to land a Zenith Blade on Inferno or Scion here. He is looking for it. He wants it. He is bloodthirsty, and have to be a little careful here, as Defy only has a Sapphire Crystal and boots. He doesn't have that much damage right now, and the longsword in the dagger is going to be over on Inferno D. So Inferno D definitely having a lot more damage here, and going to be very close to nearing level 6, so this should not be before that. Tonight is going to land another stun onto Oath. He does not have the Flash of Demonic Ascension. A taunt is going to be also layered there as we head down to the bot lane. Can they pick up a kill inside? They will the level up. Will the True Shot Barrage come out? The Soulfire is going to be there, but there comes the cleanse. Make sure he stays healthy, and it's going to be 1-for-1. Chain of Corruption is going to land. No one here on either side. TP is up for I'm trouble if he does want to get his teammate out of trouble here. The Q is going to land under the menu wave. Inferno D has to be careful here. He is going to be able to get the rating areas there, but the Zenith Blade barely going to miss, as Inferno D being able to walk right out of that one. Very close to being a bad call there, but Senai is going to go into the top. The flash stun is going to be there to eat on IMC. The Ghost is also there with Nox and Guillotine going to be able to come out and pick up the kill. So going to turn up the tower, and the Guillotine does come out, as Sir Knight being able to help his top lane and finally pick up a kill onto this Malachi.
Sir Knight is a beast this game, with not only with the level 1 early invade onto Dream Unforgiven, picking up a kill there, but all of his ganks are pretty much been entirely successful here, and he's creating really big leads for all of his lanes at just only 10 minutes in.
Yep, like we said, like how Guardian smashed their predictions in the last game, and Vipers are looking to do just that in this game.
The caster curse is real.
So strong right now. Defy does pick up the kill onto Inferno D, but onto Scion, my bad. Does not pick it up onto Inferno D, and actually because of that does lose a little bit of CS. But Defy actually does have a very big CS lead, about 13 CS over on Inferno D, so it doesn't look as hopeless.
As
could be spotted out by this control word, and here comes Dream Unforgiven. Nevermore is going to land. The top will be able to proc the aftershock there, but the onslaught of shadows will be there. Shutdown going over to Dream Unforgiven. Sir Knight does not have the Stormbreaker, as he's going to be by himself with the True Shot Barrage is true, and is going to land on Sir Knight, and the Demonic Ascension is not up anymore but very good collapse on jump given open, but that the bubble is going to land onto Overcomer. Flash going to be used. The tsunami going to hit both there. Slowplay is going to be a dodge out. One to Q going out on Sion. He's got the flash out of that one. Zenplay is going to land on him. One auto from the fire won't be enough. One the piercing won't be enough. Yes, it will. The auto, but the cast division picks up that one from the fire as he casually hands that one over to the fire. They're picking up a double kill for him there, and wow, what an explosive fight as Inferno D and San looking so strong into this matchup. But we're not done yet. Sunite is here. WQ is going to land onto Sunite. The smite to make sure he picks up that one is going to be shut down over to Sunite there. 500 gold venture, but wow, what an explosive and fast fight there. It looked like it was going to go over to Inferno D and Sion, but Defiant Overcomer being able to outplay that one as they do pick up the double kill.
Who I thought was going to win that fight went back and forth about 4 times, but it's not finished yet.
Dream of Forgiven going on to Sunite. He is going to get the shield from the storm there. So being able to push out Sunite out of there, and Sunite does not have smite for like probably another like 10-15 seconds here, if not 20. It's really hard to track that though, so I doubt they can be able to make a play off it, but they have to be really careful. There's a spoon being coming out with the double top, but the bubble is not going to land. Dream of Forgiven has to get out of there. Xenoblade is going to land. Demonic Ascension is still not up. Flash a couple of seconds for Oath. The Death Hand is going to land though. Here comes the fly. The mass amount of damage is about to come out from it. If he can land these mission shocks, Nevermore is not going to find its target. They're going to see a wood there and they're going to be able to take it out to still be pretty risky as that damage coming out. Soulfire is going to land. There comes the Xenoblade and the passive from the Sweat's going to pull him in. Another board lands again. Knight coming out. Victory of the Empire, but here comes Hero Entrance. Gets 3, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Maybe it will. Sunite is on a killing spree, but here comes the Demonic Ascension. The Fire has to get the hell out of town, but he's going to pull him away. The Flash coming out, but the Demonic Ascension with the Dash Hand. A double kill going over to Oath here as we head into the top lane. I'm Sure is going over to I'm Trouble as he has to get hell out of here. Not much is going to be fine there, but an explosive fight down on the bot side.
Just absolute. Like, what is going on? Like, last game it was kind of sort of like, I thought it was fast paced, but geez, just back and forth. Both teams have members that are rotating from across the board, so both teams are taking fights that initially look favorable, but then, you know, a bot lane has rotated over and all of a sudden it's favorable for the Vipers, but now the Bandits, like, the Bandits bot lane is rotating and they're the ones that at the advantage. It's just absolute back and forth action. You love to see it, but I will say, rest in peace to Sheep's Throat.
Someone call a doctor. As Oath is gonna land in Nevermore once again. He does have the level lead and a lot of damage coming out there. Vision Empire to help push the wave, and Inferno D and Sion have a very big wave they have to manage down here. Defy is so far ahead though. He has the Shin, he has the Monomune, the Lucidity boots are out too. He's just gonna be doing so much damage into this backline. I'm Trouble doing a really good job against I Am True, making sure he does not give anything over. He only died to that one gank once, so that is actually very good for him, not giving any lead into the top side as I Am Shoot is playing the Darius here. But Sir Knight has most of the kills, well not most, but about a third of the kills onto Vipers, and that's not horrible, but the Viper can only do so much into these fights here. You want it more so on Inferno D or I Am Shoot and possibly Goof if possible. He's not going to be able to dish out too much damage, but he can become more tanky. As the W Mystic Shot just does so much damage to Sion there. And look at they're going for a double TP coming out from Oath here, as there is no TP on I'm Trouble, but you just have to be really careful then. My god, the damage! The 2-shot barrage lands on 3, and the Q gonna land onto Goose there as the Chain of Corruption hits all 3, but it's not gonna be enough there. As Overcome and make sure to pick up that one. The Shield of Daybreak is just so strong, such a low cooldown, such a high impact ability, and Oath is making sure that Inferno D is getting out of there, making sure he cannot stick around, and what looked like what could have been a really good fight for Vipers was completely turned around as Oath gets that very, very high impactful TP, and on top of that the True Shot Barrage and the Fly, on top of the combined combination of the Solar Flare with Overcome, it just absolutely decimates any attempt.
Yeah, the Vipers were off to such a huge lead there that I honestly thought they were going to be able to close it out, but after that one skirmish in the river, the Bandits just looking like the stronger team at this point. Ezreal is already scaling a lot. Oath has already gotten, there's probably 2 major items or components, and they're going to be scaling to this late game pretty well.
Oath is just an absolute beast right now. There's 2 kills, there's 2 deaths completely flukes at this point.
Yeah.
As he's just showing he's completely the better player right now, as he's just stomping these fights and absolutely carrying them when he needs to. And there's gonna be a switch bot to top, top to bot on the side of Bandits here, and I am Shoe's gonna find it really hard to really do anything into this duo, as they have so much peel and mobility and utility. So Shu has to be very careful here. Defy is not that behind. Zenith Blade is going to land. A solo flare is also there. It is also going to land. The true shot barrage is not showing that one, but the mystic shot is, as the Knight is going to be able to pick up that one. It's to the mid lane. Oath is going to use demonic ascension. He does not have Zonia's, but the healing is so big. It comes swarming up, but here comes Dream Unforgiven. Onslaught shot is not going to be enough though, as Griff is going to eat right into the middle of the tower. Spite is going to come out to see if he can't get any type of damage up, but Dream Unforgiven not being able to find much there, as Shelly is going to be placed there. Can Dream Unforgiven find what he needs to find here? Suna is chasing him under the tower, but Dream Unforgiven is not done. Goose hits the E right on the tower. Not what you want to find there, as Dream Unforgiven being able to survive just because that little bit of misplay. And it looks like topside is going to pick up a tower kill, as Bandit's duo is just so strong right now. And I'm trouble. It has to be very careful here. This is a Varus that is going on hit, so he is going to be able to do a lot of damage and shred you down. But Oath almost clean on that one, as Dream Unforgiven maybe looking for Goose here. The Vision of Empire is going to push him towards the top side. The boss plant is going to be used. It's going to be the bot side of Vipers rotating over, but Overcomer is here. He does have the solar flare in a couple of seconds here, and it looks like Goofy is going to try to go for a re-engage there. Chain of Corruption is going to come out, but Goofy is going to fall down. The two-shot block on 3 once again, and here comes Oath to make sure that they stay enough healthy for that one, as gonna be able to save his support there, as Overcomer is gonna be forced to recall in that one. But the Fly just hitting these amazing two-shot barrages, and Dream Unforgiven just not really caring about anything, as he is fine to take those trades any day of the week, as he's able to pick up 3 kills for his team.
Yeah, the Vipers had something going there with some nice 2v mid-jungle 2v2 synergy there, able to win that, but as soon as the Bandits bot lane is into the question, these fights are not going in the Vipers' favor whatsoever. Defly and Overcomer just doing a really good job locking key members down, and not only are they locking key members down, they're able to use that lockdown to really maximize their damage across the board, as we've seen Defly with, or definitely whatever it is, hit numerous true shot barrages on 3 to 4 targets each time. So well played by the Bandits here. Just taking the river skirmishes really well.
Yep, his aim is as true as his name, as he is flying right over the enemy team here, as Viper's just not being able to do anything. But it looks like there's going to be another fight here. The taunt is going to be Trender. He is going to be able to fight Dream Unforgiven. It is going to be the All-Star Shadows and just eviscerated on Scion here, and it looks like they're going for a smite steal. It looks like Sunite is going to be able to pick that one up, as Dream Unforgiven so far out. Sunite has to be really careful. His hero's entrance is going to be used. He's going to fight 2 knockups, but the Fly, he's still there, but the taunt in the E will be nothing. Guillotine on 2, and a shutdown going over to IMQ, as he finally gets what he wants there, as he chops off the head of the bot lane duo. And Oath is still here, so this fight could still not be done yet. Goof has to back off, but I am Shu being able to find what he needs there, as he being able to pull the Fly right back into his little clutches there, and the taunt coming out from Goofs to make sure that is going to be a secured double kill for him. But he has to be a little careful here, as he's going to be able to get out of that one. But I am Shu.
It looked like the Bandits were actually going to turn that into a favorable fight with some nice kiting by Deathly and a nice pick or two. But all of a sudden, I am Shu is there with a full speed Ghost charged up. He's got full stacks on his bleed, and he is just resetting for 2 easy double kills. The hero's entrance connected on 2 people. That really allowed the rest of the Vipers to set up and capitalize, able to pick up those 2 kills. That's going to be a lot of gold over to Shu. That would have been a big shutdown on Defly there.
Yeah, definitely what you want to find onto your Darius here. He had such a rough early game in general. Like, he did have Lane Pyro over I'm Trouble, and he has a major CS lead, but he wasn't able to find that many kills, as I'm Trouble played that lane pretty well. But he is able to find what he wants to find in that fight, getting a double kill on top of getting a 700 gold shutdown on Defly there. So Defy does pick up the Iceborne Gauntlet, and he is going straight for the Death Dance here. So he is going to be very hard to even kill. So even if you lock him down, you have to be able to kill him through all of that sustainability. And I am sure going to find very hard that it's not not as easy to fight a Swain, especially one that's ahead than a behind Maokai, as he's gonna take a lot of damage here. So Knight's gonna make sure that he doesn't be able to find a solo kill here, and they're probably looking for possibly a dive would just force this tower out, but it's going to be Defy Overcomer and Dream of Forgiving onto this Baron here. He is going to be spotted out by this control ward, so it looks like Sion knows this could be a thing that's happening. So Knight is rotating up to that top side. Oath does notice that he does have to TP.
They don't have enough damage.
Waiting there. He is going to TP onto that control ward. Overcomer not going to be able to land any landing his solo player, but Defy being able to land that 2-shot barrage once again. Demonic Ascension will be enough to find Inferno D. Yes, it will. Double kill going over to Oath here, as Tonight is being able to pick up kill on Overcomer, but will it be enough? Dream Unforgiven again, back not giving a single, as he is gonna be able to not fall actually. Not in guilty and Zach enough, as I Am Trouble is able to find the fight right at the end there, and they're actually able to win that team fight, picking up the ace. And they're going to be able to get this Baron.
Yeah, Sir Knight kind of made a mistake there by showing himself bot lane, and good job by the Bandits there. As soon as they saw Sir Knight show himself bot lane, immediately starting the Baron, forcing the Bandits, or forcing the Vipers to rotate over immediately. I think it's a little bit of a miscommunication where 3 of the members were going in and engaging onto the Bandits, while Sir Knight and I Am Shu were still a little bit far behind them. Maybe if that had been an entirely 5v5, it could have gone their way, but which well played macro movement by the Bandits to capitalize on spotting their jungler in bot lane with Baron up.
Yeah, Oath knew that was exactly what was going to happen, as he is waiting into that tri-bush and just hovering over the fight. He doesn't want to push the lane, he doesn't want to get caught out, but he also doesn't want to not be able to see what's going on 24/7, so he stays into that tri-bush, makes sure he knows exactly what's going on, and TP's right at the exact time to pick up that double. And Sir Knight gonna go onto Little Train and Dream Unforgiven, but let's be careful here. I Am Sure gonna do a really good pull there. He's gonna make sure that Sir Knight's gonna get out of there, but here comes the Stormbringer. Here's the entrance too. 2-shot barrage is gonna land on Sir Knight. Here comes the fly. That's a lot of damage going out. Dream Unforgiven is gonna fall down. Sir Knight is gonna be able to stay alive on that one, as I Am Sure, the amazing kill. It's not gonna be enough. There's not to guilty, not gonna be 5. Really good Zenith play. The Nevermore is going to land. Here's gonna have to use a stopwatch there. Sir Knight is back again, but the shield of Daybreak is making sure he's not gonna be able to find Daybreak again, as Defy just absolutely rampaging through the enemy team. And he just, look at that, he's already back at full HP after that fight, as Death Stance he's staying healthy on that one. And
Death Stance is a balanced item.
And the Gauge Trip is gonna go forward, as my dog is having a blast, just as I am here. He's trying to help me cast, and Defy is gonna be able to pick up that one for his team, as the Nevermore plus a passive from Oath is gonna be able to pull him right into the clutches of Defy. Defy is just so big right now.
These team fights are insane. Like, it looks like either team has found a good pick or a good opportunity, and just like that, it's flipped on its head, and the Bandits with a very convincing win there. That's going to be the inhib for them, and tie themselves up on Dragons.
It looked like, you know, Bandits had that in the very beginning, because they had the rotation over, but I Am Sure got that really good pull.
And yeah, the huge fuel stacks.
And the re-engage looked strong, but the Fly he just doesn't care. He arcane shift into
the
such a bad position, but it did not matter, as he was able to kite that one out. And Sir Knight, even with the Stormbringer not being able to find it, he does live because of the triumph he does have along with the Conqueror, but it isn't enough, as the Fly is just so strong at this point of the game. He just absolutely eviscerates any of your team with the help of Oath.
Only on Season 10 Ezreal can an ADC have 160 armor.
Exactly true. This is definitely who you want to be at this point of the game. He's gonna spot out I Am Sure here. Overcomer is also here. A little too far for this solo player here, but Overcomer's also been really good at landing these solo players in these Zedda's plays. He's being able to peel the Fly very efficiently here and be able to get those really good stuns off. So definitely not all the Fly. His support is definitely doing a really good job in pulling his own weight there. It looks like Vipers can even be inside their own jungle without getting harassed, as Vision Empire is going to spout at Sir Knight. I Am Sure here is making sure Sir Knight can pick up that blue buff for himself there, but just absolute dominance coming out in every part of the map.
Just look at the item lead from Defly to Inferno D. Inferno D working on his second item at this point, where Defly is working on his Liandry's as his 4th major item here.
Yeah, it looked really strong. down in the boss side for Inferno D and Scion, as they were actually playing the lane relatively well, but Defy and Overcome are just showing how much better they really are, and they're able to just absolutely just dominate not the lane later on, but just team fights.
Yeah.
Inferno D not being able to really dish out as much damage as he would want. And there's gonna be 3 members of Bandits in top side taking this tower.
The Bandits definitely choosing and playing their skirmishes ever since the early game just a little bit better, and they've translated themselves into what was some losing lanes very early on into just a very, very sizable 7k gold lead for the Bandits here.
Yep, it's gonna be all second tier towers falling down besides from bot side. It looks like the entirety of Bandits roster is heading down there to make sure they can pick that one up, as I'm Trouble is the only one down there currently. Overcomer is here, Oath on the flank. See if he can't pick up anyone off here. And this tower should fall here in a few unless a really good anti-siege and anti-counter engage can come out from Vipers here. But Sinus be looking for Nevermore is going to let around the passive, and oh my goodness, Vision of the Empire will be enough. No, it will not. The Flash Solar Flare is going to come out, but Oath is still going to be picking out one. Demonic Ascension is here. Here's Entrance here. The station is coming out. Make sure he stays alive. He's going to go golden as Unstar Shower is going to come out. Swimming is also going to come out as Bernadines in the background is much damage. As Demonic Ascension doing so much as True Shot Barrage again going to be true. He's going to be able to find a lot of damage there, and Defy was even a part of that fight, but his ultimate was, as he found a lot there for his team without even being in the fight itself, as he's just showing how strong he can be even when his presence is not there. And looks like Bandits are going to be able to pick up this win here, as Goof is the only one left alive. The tie is going to come out on 2. Aftershock is there, Overcome and looking for the Zenith, but he is going to land it. Here comes Sound. The bubble is going to land on Overcome. He is taking tower, but here comes Dream Unforgiven. Gibbs is really far forward. Defy just being able to throw out those abilities and auto attacks. Gibbs have to get hell out of town as the Mystic Shot says do not miss. As the one does hit the minion, the Arcane Shift does get him outside of that bubble. So is going to land on Inferno D, and is going to be game going over to Bandits, as what looks like a very rough early game turned out to be nothing, as Oath and Defy just absolutely destroy that game.
Yeah, Oath and Defy, definitely the 2 key players that game, doing an absolute great job. If not only did it take them a little bit longer to get that initial lead, but once they got that lead, they held on to it. They used it to its full capabilities, able to snowball the rest of their team, able to turn that lead into objective leads, tower leads, just really impacting the map as much as they could. So well played to the Bandits.
Yep, they definitely had a rough start, but they came out swinging as every member did what they needed to do. I'm Trouble not falling down to I Am Sure in that very hard matchup, only dying that one time in lane when he got ganked. And Dream Unforgiven may look like he died 5 times, 2 and 5 doesn't look the best, but he was not afraid to ult in that last fight. It was so fast, I really couldn't really cast it. He onslaught shot in the backline and just ran right back into his team while body slamming someone with his E. He was not afraid to go into these fights. He knew his team was going to be able to clean up, so he was able to use his deaths and be able to find so much. Like in that bot fight, he was able to fall, but he got 3 kills for his team, as Defy and Oath being able to carry that one. And Overcomer just really good on those Zenith plays and solo flares, as he was also able to really peel for Defy and Oath when he needed to be in. I'm Trouble with Nature's Grasp, just giving so much of that just AoE CC into many of the team fights. So everyone did their job there once again, and this team, as Viper's just falling short, as I guess it's just Defy and Oath difference again, as they just look so strong.
Yeah, but definitely got to give some credit to I Am Trouble. He weathered that Darius matchup pretty well, falling behind, but that's pretty much all you can do in that matchup, but not letting him just snowball to a point where they could take over the game. Dream Unforgiven was falling down a little bit, but just the objective control, some of the macro movements, definitely a contributor into setting up Oath and Defy, as well as Overcomer with lots of key Zenith Blades, stuns, solar flares, setting up his entire team for huge success. The Bandits are just way too hard to skirmish. Even if you get off to a lead, you are not safe. The Bandits take first place, and they show that they deserve it.
Yep, they really deserve it, as they just look so strong in general. Like, after the 2 games I saw them play and I casted, they just look so strong, and like even when they're behind, it just doesn't feel like the game's anywhere close to being over for them, as they're able to find so much there. The respect band coming out for Ozerath, he just goes ahead and picks Swain there, and just, in my opinion, becomes more annoying than Zerath could ever be, as
Yeah, like
you're just able to walk into your enemy team and just not die. Especially in that last fight, he finds a lot of damage on Scion as he phase checks that burst, losing vision on where Oath or even where Bandit's team was, period. So he wanted to get as much vision as possible, but the Nevermore with the vision of the Empire plus Death's Hand just half health them, plus with the Electrocute, and they try to do a counter engage off Overcomer Flash Solar Flaring. The Solar Flare doesn't find much there besides maybe a little bit of slow on one member, but it does start a fight that they are inevitably going to win.
Exactly.
Overcomer was so far deep, but he's so tanky. And Oath is just able to walk into the enemy team, press R, and he has Zonia. So even if he gets anywhere close to dying, he presses that Zonia's button, he goes golden, and you just have Defy in the background. And actually, Defy wasn't even a part of that fight.
Yeah,
That
the
was
True
a
Shot
fight.
Barrage was, but not
The
really
True
him.
Shot Barrage was the only thing he threw out there, was able to throw out there, as it is global, and I can't say it enough. It was as true as his name, as he is just flying over the enemy team there with the amount of damage. He doesn't even need to throw out the Mystic Shot, doesn't need the Arcane Shift, doesn't need the extra damage from the W. The True Shot Barrage is all he needs to help his team win, as just able to hit so many members there, and Dream Unforgiven also just going on into the back line and just body slamming anyone that was trying to disengage back into Oath's Demonic Ascension. So very, very strong showing for Bandits there, and Vipers, they got pretty close.
Yeah, they definitely took the chunk out of the Bandits, but we're gonna take a short little break, guys. Meanwhile, I will throw up the poll for our player of the game. We will return to announce your player of the game and to break down the game a little bit further. But we will see you right after a short break. And welcome back to the analyst desk, friends. The people have spoken, and it's the one, the only, our fellow caster Overcomer on the Leona pick, going 1-4-20, nice. But doing an absolute great job of setting up lots of good plays and kills for his ADC and himself in that bot lane early on with the Zenith Blade into, I'm not sure what the Q is, the stun, but also with some great solar flares, helping close out that lane early as we saw the Bandits bot lane rotate topside, able to further snowball and increase their lead across the map. And then when it came to mid and late game, he was absolutely massive in those team fights and skirmishes, just in the middle of their entire team and doing whatever he would like because he was way too tanky to be killed. The Knights of Vow also definitely helping keep Definitely alive. Definitely doing a great job as well on the Ezreal pick. Oath on the Swain. There was a pretty insane double kill that I'm sure he's going back to clip for himself. Great job by the Bandits as a whole. So congratulations to the Bandits and the Guardians for your wins tonight, guys. We are just about finished with the stream tonight. Be sure to head over to our website. Pick yourselves up some merch. The jerseys are available. They do take a little while for the print to be done, and they're print on demand. So you buy one, then they print it, and then they send it to you. But they are looking so clean. So be sure to check them out on our website. Support your team, support the stream, and support the league, guys. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you for the new follows. I hope everyone has a great rest of your night. And that's it from me, Fancy Psychonautic, guys. Have a great rest of your night.